In Settlers of Kalguur, you might stumble across strange new encounters in Tier 16 and Tier 17 in-game maps. One such encounter is the Wildwood, from the Affliction League. Here you can explore the mysterious forest and release its powerful wisps to enhance your map. The characters from Affliction have moved on, and you won't be able to acquire the Wildwood ascendancies in these encounters. However, we might have other plans for that content.
Welcome back, you filthy exiles. So the teaser that we got this morning showing off the Wildwood actually seems like there might be more to it. Now they allude to the fact that obviously the secondary ascendancies aren't going to be in 3.25, or at this stage they're not telling us very much. But I think there's actually something bigger to it. So obviously we had the Perendus pack that we got from Necropolis, right? Which was a fantastic jewel. I used it in almost every build last league. But there was actually a better jewel that came out in the previous league, in Affliction League, and it went away for a little bit, and I suspect it might be coming back. Now, I also suspect that with the Wildwood, they're going to be bringing back the King in the Mist, which means that I suspect that which was taken will be coming back into the game. Now, for anyone who doesn't know about this jewel, well, let's go into the POBDB breakdown of what it provides and just why it was one of the most sought after jewels back in the 3.23 league. Okay, so in front of us we have POEDB, which is that which was taken, which was the jewel that dropped off the King in the Mist from 3.23. So this is basically what it looks like. You can see it in the image that I had floating there. And everything else sort of looks like gobbledygook, right? It's just the data, I guess the data ripped from the game. But the charm mods are what are significant, and alluding to the fact that we're potentially going to have melee buffs here, fingers crossed. Basically, it's got some really freaking good modifiers. So movement speed cannot be modified below base values, 2% armor affects your fire, cold, and lightning damage taken from hits, which is very similar to Unbreakable on the Jug, super powerful. Increased stun, increased AoE, it's got endurance charge stacking capabilities, it's got taunt, recoup. We've got increased percentages of strength, max resistances with various rolls for that. Berserker mods here, Rage, Warcry buffs, Leech is instant, which was pretty good. We've got, cannot be stunned while fortified. We've got Taunt on hit, banner skills have no reservation, Impales, lasts an additional hit. If you're playing a melee build, like a champ melee build, it's really good. Chance to fortify, so you don't have to get it with implicits. This is one of the reasons why Affliction League was such a good league. The items that came out of Affliction League, the things that you could have in your secondary ascendancy were really good. Increased maximum block chance. If we get a Gladiator rework, this could be really good. Block attack damage, so chance to block attack damage, and I think there's a spell variant too. You had physical damage cannot be reflected, which, again, if you're playing melee, really bloody good. Overkill damage is leeched as life. Insta-culling strike, just flat attributes. Penetration as well, consecrated ground. You're getting the message here. This item had like the potential to have absolutely cracked mods, like even from offerings, and minions gain unholy might, so yeah, you and allies have nearby increased elemental resistances, increased crit per power charge, crits have culling strike. Like the mods just go on and on. Global blind, if they're changing defense stats, global blind could be really good. Decreased damage, 50% less area damage from hits taken. We had increased cooldown recovery, so if you're playing cooldown builds, increased trap throw. There's just so many mods. ES Leech, we got projectile barrages have no spread, so it's like a laser beam. Fire an additional projectile, like, yeah, I keep saying it, but it's an absolutely cracked item. Now, if they're not going to add the other ascendancies, it would be a travesty to not add this particular item back into the game. And I feel like when they make the comment that it's going to be from T16 and T17 maps, they're going to use it as the engage to get the possibility of having a King in the Mist encounter, and this item will be locked behind it. And if this item is locked behind it, it's going to be a chase unique item, and it's going to be super juicy in builds, and it's going to be a really good item to get for your builds. To have a bit of an idea of what the cost of this item was last in 3.23, it ended up being about 800 chaos, right? At the end of the market, right? It was super expensive. But this is totally determined on the rolls, right? And you could have multiple rolls on this too, which made it really powerful. So if you had better rolls, this item got way, way more expensive, into anywhere up into the mirrors if the item was really good. And I'd suspect that really good rolls in a league where it's not the main mechanic would make it like a mirror tier item, which I am all for because this is a really cool item. And if you do get a really good roll, like a really good Watcher's Eye and things like that, it should have a bit of weight to the value. But yeah, this is what I think is coming back into the next league. This was a fantastic item, and I'm absolutely excited. I suspect I got a pretty good gut feel if they're adding Wildwood back in, this item should be coming back with it. Anyway, if you like this type of speculatory video, don't forget to drop a like, don't forget to drop a sub to the channel, don't forget to follow the Twitch and the X or Twitter, whatever it's called now. And I will see you guys at 5 AM in the morning, where we move from speculation to full-blown patch notes, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I'll see you guys then, bright and early, and have a good one.